Welcome back to Two Bikes and a Drone and my ham radio playlist. Getting ready to take off and go over to Petroglyph National Monument and do my first POTA activation, where it's called Parks on the Air, POTA. And gonna go set up some ham radio equipment and try to make some contact with some folks. And so if you want to tag along with that, hop on, let's go. Well, Petroglyph National Monument isn't very far away from here. Not even 2 miles, I don't think. But straight ahead you'll see some peaks over there. Those are volcanic fissures that are help contribute to all of this rock that the etchings were made into at the park we're going to. I did a video a couple years ago of Petroglyph National Monument, and I had no idea. I wasn't really considering getting back into ham radio at the time, so this is kind of cool. We'll go back over there and show you some petroglyphs, show you what Parks on the Air is all about, hopefully, if all goes well. This is a shakedown run, so there's all kinds of things that could go wrong. So this is one of 3 sites that are part of the Petroglyph National Monument. I like it the best. I've been to all 3. This one you can actually walk right next to the petroglyphs, where the other ones they're at a distance. You can see them, but this is the best one. But you can see there's people up on top, and because people have abused the rules, which say don't mess with things, don't move rocks, don't stack rocks, which apparently people like to do. And they've had some problems with people stacking rocks up on the top part. And so now they're making it off limits starting tomorrow. And that's what it's one reason I wanted to get over here. You know, it's a high point. It's good for radio antennas. And although I could set up down here, still be part of the park, and still make a POTA activation, I want to go up on top. And I don't know, you know, they're going to reevaluate annually, I guess, to see if they'll open up that top part. Nothing that special up top, except it's a great view. And but we'll go up there and check it out. All right, let's go show you Petroglyph National Monument. And this is Boca Negra Canyon. So it's not a long hike. You can see up there, it winds its way up. Some pretty cool stuff to see along the way, though. This is a really good one. Pretty cool, right? Gotta watch out for the western diamondback, apparently. Who knew they were into the same kind of stuff hundreds of years ago? Petroglyph National Monument is one of the largest petroglyph sites in North America. There's this estimation that most of the petroglyphs here were drawn. They're not actually drawings. They're etched into the basalt rock, I think it is. And they're estimating that most of them are from 400 to 700 years old. There's some from the late 1500s and the 1600s that were done by Spanish settlers to this area, and those usually have crosses involved with them. It's a little bit of a hike just because it's steep and at 5,000 feet altitude. So in the 1960s, this was all a lot less developed, and they wanted to build some ranchettes up at the top of this. Someone apparently privately owned this. They ended up making this whole area a city park called the Boca Negra Park to preserve it, of course. And then in 1972, they convinced the state to make it a state park, and it was named Indian Petroglyph State Park. And then in 1990, the city formed a partnership with the National Park Service and got it designated as a national monument through Congress. And that's the way it's been ever since. I guess it's a pretty rare thing to have a partnership, you know, with the city. It's not something that's commonly done, but it seems to be working. So there are fault lines. The Rio Grande, if you can see where it's green, the Rio Grande is over there, maybe, I don't know, 3 to 5 miles or so from here. There's a fault line this side of the Rio Grande, and then over there where you see those peaks, there's a fault line on this side of those. And all this in between was part of volcanic eruptions 150,000 years ago. And this basalt rock, I can find a better petroglyph somewhere up here before we get to the top. Basalt rock proved to be a ideal canvas for Native Americans, and they oh no, they didn't. This is not supposed to be closed off until tomorrow. Not cool. That is not cool at all. Huh. And this is another way up. So, forgot where I was at now. The Native Americans in this area that lived in pueblos closer to the river, of course, believed that their ancestral spirits would go here before moving on to the next world. And there's a tradition passed down through generations that says that they made these etchings as messages for them, and had offerings to help get the deceased people on their way. We have no way of interpreting what the etchings, different etchings, actually mean, but that's the working theory anyway. And they can tell somehow to date them, between the 1300s and the 1600s, or the majority of them. So we'll try coming over here, find another way up. All right, at the top. Finally. And now we'll get set up. So this is tricky, trying to set just a 2-meter radio, just a handheld radio to see if it'll work from up here. I've got a pole with a wire antenna on that. Seems to be working. I made a good contact earlier, but plan is to just make some announcements on some of the local repeaters in the area that I'll be on a simplex free. Trying to do a POTA activation on 2 meters, and I don't know if it'll work. The POTA website won't let me spot myself with the simplex 2-meter frequency, so I don't know what's going on with that. I'm doing something wrong, but anyway, this is challenging just to do it in general, much less trying to film it. But film a little something. KE4 wire X testing. So I can't get into that repeater. KE4 wire X testing. Oh, got into that repeater. It's in Rio Rancho somewhere. KE4 wire X. Just a quick announcement on this repeater that I'm going to be doing a POTA activation at Petroglyph National Monument here in Albuquerque, and on 146,580 2-meter. If anyone's interested in hunting that KE4 wire X. So far, I've made announcements like that on a couple different repeaters and nothing. The one person I've talked to was on 146.580 simplex frequency that doesn't go very far, but the guy was monitoring it and heard me and let me know, you know, came in pretty good once I put this pole up in the antenna. So probably not going to be a successful activation, but that's all right. Good test run. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, K4YRX, Kilo Echo 4 Yankee Romeo X-ray at US 0955 Petroglyph National Monument. 2 meter, 146.580. CQ POTA, CQ POTA. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, K4YRX, Kilo Echo 4 Yankee Romeo X-ray. CQ POTA, CQ POTA at US 0955, Park 0955, Petroglyph National Monument, Albuquerque. CQ POTA, CQ POTA.
Yeah, King Henry 6 Juliet Tango Mike. You're 59 Albuquerque.
Last station, please repeat your call for me, please.
Your call is King Henry 6, KH6, Juliet Tango Mike.
All right, thank you for getting back to me there. I got my hands full. It's my first POTA, and I am I'm a mess. I'm a mess with this trying to film it too, so that's not helping anything. But I'm on top of the Petroglyph National Monument. I can't really mount the pole, you know, or anything, so I'm trying to hold it up and do this. But I appreciate you getting back to me, and I'll definitely log you in when I get home.
Sounds good. No problem. Have fun. And I assume you're following the correct procedure for POTA. PPOTA is porta potties on the air.
I hope I don't have to go to the bathroom and lug all this stuff down to the bottom.
There you go. Have fun and good luck. KH6JTM. Sorry, third guy. Good luck.
All right. Thank you. Good talking to you, KE4YRX.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? F4FXL.
Oh, really?
KC3FRA.
Oh, KE4YRX. I'm trying to do this. It's my first POTA.
Okay.
You know POTA?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Are you from Germany? Sort of an accent, like a German accent.
We live in France, close to the German border.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I was stationed in Germany for many years, and
Okay.
we have a German exchange student right now, so I kind of have an open ear.
Where in Germany?
I was in Kaiserslautern.
Yeah, we are
southwestern.
about 50 kilometers from Kaiserslautern.
Yeah, I love Germany. I only went to France a couple times. It's crazy. I don't know why, but yeah. So I don't think this is going to work. Nobody wants to talk to me on 2 meters. I'm a little HT. Kilo Echo 4, Yankee Romeo X-ray QRT. I'll tell you what, this is difficult stuff trying to film a POTA activation for the first time. So what I did, I moved from over there to up on top of this hill because some people told me there was a pipe right here, which I found. So I was able to mount my 20 meter ham stick to that, and then I'm going to hook up the radio and see if we can make a POTA activation on 20 meters. So I'll be back. was a bust. So the problem I'm having is I can't adjust my antenna because I forgot the Allen wrench to tune the antenna, and it's not a good match, and I'm not going to mess up the radio. So pack this stuff up, call it a unsuccessful POTA activation, but practice makes perfect, and this is the first of many. So hope you enjoyed it, hope you got something out of it, good laugh, and get out of here. All right, well, packed up. Was up down a little ridge. Nobody's up here now, but nobody will be up here for who knows how many years, maybe, because people did. Oh yeah, I see what some other people were talking about. This kind of nonsense is what gets people banned from being able to come up to the top of this petroglyph national monument. Simple rules: don't mess with the rocks, leave things as you find them. But people can't do that, and now everybody has to suffer, or whatever, pay the price for other people's ignorance. Still be able to walk up almost to the top, but not to the top anymore, starting tomorrow. That's the way it goes. Exactly like they're saying, 1% ruins it for everybody. Well, there's a good example of a cross that was probably put up by the early Spanish settlers here. Here's a turtle, maybe. Not too many turtles around here. I don't see anything. Thought there was more petroglyphs everywhere, but there's definitely some good ones down at the bottom. I already saw those, but still a pretty magical place. There we go. Hundreds of years old. Oh, that's a good one too. Not sure if I caught this on the way up or not, but definitely looks like two birds, right? Who knows what that is? Maybe a star. Pretty cool. Oh, that's a good one right there too. Sometimes it all depends on the sunlight. This one's got a few on it as well. All right, there you go. Petroglyph National Monument. Unsuccessful, except for 2 contacts. POTA activation. And on to the next POTA someday. Hope you enjoyed it. I did. Magical place. Come see it if you get the chance. Yeah, the big gold wing's got a reverse. How many of you didn't know that, I wonder? Pretty cool place. Petroglyph National Monument, US 0955 on the Parks on the Air list. Right outside of, still inside Albuquerque, New Mexico. Inside the city limits, barely. Not a very smooth POTA activation, for sure. Had some limitations with being able to set antennas up, but we're gonna call that a wrap.